Pips isn't... Oh, the royal wave. Excuse us. Well, Regulus.
Oh, there you are. Is it ever going to stop raining?
Oh, well, hasn't started yet today, but it's going to, isn't it? I don't know. It's
like
Regulus
whales.
Day. Regulus appears with Mars today.
Yes,
Can you
it
tell the difference?
does.
So let's go and see
who's
who... Oh, my
here.
goodness
Oh, my
gracious.
word.
Right, well, hold on, there's a lot. Let's start at the beginning. So we have a Logan, we have a Gilda, a Sean, a Yoff, a Jess, a Susan, a Savannah, a Peggy, a Wendy, a Helena, Cass, and our new channel member, Suhana. Hello, Suhana, how you doing?
All right.
Shh.
I see, yes.
We must whisper.
All right. Suhana,
And Taylor.
I did... Oh, sorry. Where's Taylor?
Taylor's just below Suhana.
Okay.
All right, and we got Shayna as well. And Yoff has got us
And
going for the
Donna.
super chat. And Donna, you're on the wrong bleeding login.
But we know. So she's babysitting. All right. Suhana, I did answer your question.
Oh, and Laurie's here as well. The gang is gathering. All right, so you may have noticed because Yoff already has, and Kimberly, hello. All right, so we've set our goal. Cos, can I move your phone just 2 seconds? We are working. This is our new book we're working on, the Sea
It's hardly
Priestess.
a new book, but it's our new book. It
Yes.
is a
well,
new
it's not
book to
our
the
book,
club.
but it's the one we've just started.
Don't worry, there's no confusion.
There wasn't. There is now. So, The Sea Priestess by Dion Fortune, and this is a novel, and it's really good. And I was getting quite into it last time, which was not last week because we had all sorts of weird stuff going on last week, and we had
Last
to do
week
our
was
Monday show on Wednesday, which
Blah,
was
blah,
really
blah, blah, blah.
complicated.
Tuesday and
So
get a haircut and all that.
That's it. Yeah, if you're going out for a haircut, put your coat on the lower peg. It's perfectly simple. So, if you guys get us the 10 super chats, we'll be doing this tonight at 8. Tell your friends. We'll probably... The chapters are quite long, so hopefully we get a whole chapter in. Gosh, there's a slight problem here. I see there's like at least 20 of you watching, but there are only 9 likes. That's discongruent. Can we fix it?
Like.
Spam some hearts. Throw us a super chat. All the fun stuff. And what are we talking about today? Oh, we're now 22 people watching.
Well, first a little word from our sponsors, the Awareness Shop.
A word from our sponsors. Yes.
We would really love it if you have some time. All it's going to cost you is a little bit of time to help our channel be seen more.
Yes.
So when you go on to YouTube, if they show you anything from us,
Please follow that link.
right? Click on it. Even if you turn the sound off and go about your business researching something else or whatever you're doing on your computer, open another window. But if you follow that link and open that thing that they show you and like it if you haven't before and let that whole series play, then YouTube likes us lots and they start to show us to more people. And we really, really want to get more people involved in our YouTube station, because that way we can help more people and we can also get more people to take our Zoom classes and things like that. So we're pleading with you to give us some of your time, especially if something comes up suggested for you to watch. And if you watch the whole, let it play through.
And if you've got a massive heart, why don't you just share our channel around, all that fun stuff.
Well,
That would be
some
awesome.
people are in the closet. I get that.
Well, thank you, Donna. Thank you, Donna, for the super chat. So we
Yeah,
got
that's-
8 to go now.
Yeah.
This is cool.
All
This is
right.
wonderful. And
Astrology? What happened? Okay.
I think we're making sense. I wish I knew what I was doing.
Yes, you are.
Okay.
I can't see with my glasses on or off.
Well, this is lovely.
It
Gosh.
is a work of fiction.
It is, but it's you are right in your assumption, Logan, that it is very similar to High Magick's Aid, because definitely when you start to read into it, there is magical practices in there. But I
This
don't
is
know.
more high magic Kabbalistic stuff.
I don't know if you did catch the preamble to it, like a couple of Magical Mondays ago, where we started talking about this. But it's the idea is these are supposed to be complementary to her practical works, the non-fiction stuff that she did, and
They're
it's sort of
Kabbalistic kind of, yeah.
So it's worth. Oh, Jess, thank you so much for the super chat, and Susan, thank you so much for the super chat. You guys are lovely. We appreciate that muchly. So
our plan is to take the next 42 years to read these 4 novels and then do a workbook.
They may be. But they're quite good.
Cool.
They're quite good, and I personally would like to do High Magick's Aid, because I don't think it gets anywhere near enough
Press.
Yeah, it's actually really good. Considering Gerald Gardner was somebody who taught himself to read and write.
It was
believe
just
it or
his
not.
birthday.
Yes, there you
last
go. Yeah, but how about that?
So talking about that.
How about that? It's all fascinating. Tell your friends.
Okay, peeps.
Anyway, over to you for your astrological
Astrology.
malarkeys.
All right. So we are in our waning moon phase. And later on today into tomorrow, we're going to be in, the moon is going to be in Pisces. And that will finish the mutable signs of the moon, right? Because we had the new moon was in Gemini, right? And then the waxing moon was Virgo, and the full moon was Sag, and now our waning moon is Pisces. So we have our mutable set. So the Pisces moon waning might give you pause or thoughts to really kind of go over and over and over everything that's said or everything that you're going to say. And you might start really second guessing yourself.
Overthinking is not advised here.
Yeah. But it is a really good time to start that clearing and reset for the next new moon phase. So the next new moon that we have is going to be on the 25th. And obviously I'll talk about that next week. But I'll give you a hint that it's in Cancer. And this will plant a seed for us to want to work on our homes and to want to nurture ourselves a little bit, make ourselves feel comfortable. So this week, if there are things that are uncomfortable or nagging you, this is a great week to try to purge some of them, right? Work out a plan to release them, work out a plan to bring that upset space to a place of comfort, right? So maybe a week isn't long enough to take care of everything on your list, but a week might be enough time to make plans, to say, okay, this is the most important thing here. This is really seriously bothering me. How am I going to clean or take care of this to bring it back to a place of comfort? And just kind of make a list of priorities and know that this next month or month is going to be that kind of clearing, comfort, nurturing, getting your house in order, literally, So that's what we've got going on this week. Pisces can also be kind of that energy of self-undoing, right? That's that 12th house energy where we falsely imprison ourselves and tell us what we can't do and why we shouldn't do it and how this is going too well, so there must be something wrong.
Shoot ourselves in the foot, why don't we?
Right? This is that 12th house energy, so be mindful of that, because we do have other players trying to make us nuts. We've got that Saturn, everything is real, everything is hard, there's no chance for anything, sit down here and lessons. Trying to act as one with Neptune that says dream and dream big, because nothing is real. You can manifest whatever you want in place of that.
Well, if you can get them to work together, you can pull something good.
Yeah, you can harness that bringing your dreams into reality.
Absolutely.
But you have to not get lost in the chaos.
In the pity party. Don't go to a pity party. Practical work.
This big unrest that I'm sure we all feel. And I'm not talking just about things going on in our country, but I'm talking about globally. There's this great sense of unrest, and we're going to see a lot of seismic activity, volcanic activity, hurricanes,
extreme weather events.
Yeah, this next couple of weeks, Uranus is moving out of Taurus into Gemini. But once it gets into Gemini, we then may see a lot more AI and a lot more flooding of information.
And disinformation.
And trying to figure out how we're going to sort that. Because when it's at its first degree, it'll still be in a wide out of sign conjunction with Al Ghul. So we still have the zombie apocalypse. But that's okay.
That's okay.
We know how to get out of the zombie apocalypse. So I think really this is a week where you could really help yourself tie up some loose ends. I mean, I know we all just run around sometimes like headless chickens. Things are overwhelming, right? People have a sense of insecurity financially, right? We don't know what these tariffs are going to bring. We still want to make sure that we can provide food for our families and our fur babies and ourselves. There's a sense of that unrest with financial security. There's a sense of unrest with safety. We don't know what's happening with, this threat of martial law. But this past weekend, we did see a lot of interesting Martian type things, right? We had great marches. We had that military parade. You could see how that Mars-Uranus square that we'd been worried about for a long time kind of played out, but we still aren't past that unrest feeling, or that, how is this going to play out, and what is going to happen. There's still some things that have to be worked out there. So we have this feeling of unrest financially. We have this feeling of unrest, safety, and security. Some of us are having some pretty serious health things that are bringing us that undertone of feeling unrest health-wise, safety-wise. And some of us have some difficulty in personal relationships. There's a lot of things that are making our friendships and personal relationships.
It may even be like co-workers as well, not
right.
necessarily.
It doesn't have to be love interest. It could be things within family, absolutely. Things within co-workers, things within tribes. And that's the sense that's there is, again, this kind of self-imposed sense of unworthiness, right? Do I really belong here? Can I really do this job? Am I really being a good partner?
What's the point? How can we overcome all this negativity, And that's when the rot sets in, when you get sucked into that pity party.
Right. We're all kind of exhausted from the adrenaline all the time, pressing. So the best thing we can do is kind of regroup, build community, work on things that will make us feel well and comfortable. And, if you need help, ask the people who love you for help. This is one of the biggest lessons Anton and I have had to learn, right?
We're so good at that, aren't we?
No, neither of us are in a place that we can just do something in a day. I mean, we used to do 10 things in a day, and now neither of us are really physically fit or able to move the mountains we used to move. So we're learning how to ask for help with things. I've got somebody who barters with me for help in the garden.
We like barter. It's such a good thing.
We have some.
Thank you, Laurie.
Thank you, Laurie. There goes another one.
So 5 to go, peeps. We're halfway
We
there.
have some other people from our community we can call on to volunteer for things and barter for other classes or whatnot. And we're trying to learn how to ask. But whatever your issues are, whether they're safety, health, finance, relationship, whatever, seek counsel from people that you trust and ask for help if you need help. And sometimes even if you get just one little thing done or one little thing accomplished, it can shift the energy from you feeling down and out, inadequate, to thinking, oh, that's one thing off my list.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this week in particular, the one thing off your list could be one of the most important things that you accomplish for yourself and for the coming months, right? Because we're still in this crazy, mixed up, stirred up cauldron for the rest of June, July, and August, right? We don't really get that exhale energy till towards the fall.
I know. Oh, Savannah, thank you. And can we add a card for Kaylee today?
Sure.
Please and thank you. You're very welcome, and thank you for the super chat.
And let's hope that it does not rain on Friday, because I have people from all over who want to come to Circle.
It's Albenheffen.
Albenheffen, Litha. And we've got quite a waiting list that we could get everybody in if
so long
it's
as we're
beautiful
outside.
weather. And of course we want to remember to bring our clear quartz if we have them, because we charge them with the sun's light. And I mean, we have charged them with candlelight from a sun candle before, but it's much nicer if we could get the actual sun.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Because we've got a beautiful view of the sun setting over the ridge from our circle. It really is quite spectacular. So it's lovely. We all stand in circle, and we are one with the infinite sun, kind of thing.
You're one with the infinite.
Charge up. Weather magic? I don't know. It depends if
We
you're
suck
good
at weather
it.
magic, so if you're good at it, go for it. But
I usually screw it up spectacularly. And speaking of barter is wonderful, Shona. Yes, because you can't hoard barter. And that's the interesting that. Oh, hello, Sue, a new viewer today. Hi all, I usually miss the live and watch later. Well, thank you for joining us, and thank you for chiming in, Sue. Welcome to our channel. Barter, you can't hoard it.
Right.
It's a wonderful exchange of energy, and we love to do that. And we're so blessed that we've people within our community who have got like skills. You know what I mean? Oh, she's going to get a card now anyway because she threw us a super chat. Thank you, Sue. People who make things, medicines and tinctures and fun things like that. And we love to barter. Barter is such a good thing, and we love to help others too.
And I think there's there's an interesting kind of better sense of what it's worth if you barter for it. Now, I know that we have to accept money for things. I mean, obviously it's the real world, and we have, bills to pay and
you can
that
hoard
kind
money.
of thing. And money kind of took over the energy exchange. But that energy exchange that you get with barter, when somebody has made something or grown something or worked on something and share that energy, it's a much better way of sharing energy. But yes, it is the real world, and we do have to accept financial compensation for things because, you can't pay the mortgage with someone's tomatoes. But Shauna, let me say, it doesn't matter where you live if you have a computer, because the classes that are coming up are going to be hybrid. They're going to be live in person at the shop, like always, and they're also going to be on Zoom. Right now, they will not be recorded for you to watch later, So you'd actually have to show up at that time, because we are writing books for a lot of those classes, and we don't want intellectual property stolen.
Yeah, thrown all over the intertubes, because it inadvertently happens. I begin to barter as well with the community. Yeah, no, it's a great thing. It really is a great, great thing to do. It's that wonderful exchange of energy. And I know, Logan, you come down and help us out at psychic fairs and all that sort of stuff. And we really appreciate that exchange of energy. It's fantastic. It's good. And do you know what? That involvement in community changes your entire focus anyway, doesn't it? Because one of the most dangerous things, I think, especially in a time like this, where there is this pervasive sort of zeitgeist of fear and uncertainty, that community or not isolating yourself. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
Not isolating yourself and not allowing yourself to be sucked into a place of personal despair. Because we all do. When we get together for circle and stuff like that, quite often we'll laugh until we cry. Because that's the beauty of it. Even in the face of craziness and great adversity, there's always something to celebrate.
That like-minded energy.
There's always something to celebrate.
But barter is great. Many times people will volunteer for something and we'll give them a barter to a class or something like that.
We got tons of... The Celtica Gardens now, by themselves, are probably a full-time job. And,
we're out there most of the day again yesterday.
Just fortunately it's raining a lot at the moment, so otherwise it would take us probably
2 hours.
2 hours between the two of us with dueling hose pipes, because we've got so much growing. And
we're starting to get little harvests.
First 2 zucchinis, so that's 2 more than we ever got last year.
Because the bugs got them.
Yeah, the bugs got them.
But I still have all kinds of things to weed, and there's lots to be done. So.
Listen, I mentioned Wiccan feng shui, and you haven't said a damn word about it. So, ways to actually improve things. What is Wiccan feng shui? And we just need 2 more super chats, you fine and wonderful people.
Oh, right. Well, I used to teach a class, but I haven't in a long time, which was basically about the energy way they clear and cleanse your house in feng shui by recognizing the different sections of your home, right? Career, knowledge, spiritual knowledge, power, marriage, children, fame, whatever. And you could use more pagan energy to feng shui that and make your house comfortable. Like you could use crystals or candles or feathers or sigils, things like that. So again, it's about what makes you feel comfortable. If there's a picture that you want to look at, put it up. If there's something you don't want to see anymore that's nagging you, get rid of it or put it away, right? Because before I've said that a lot of times we hold on to things that someone gave us, and we hold on to it because we love that person, but we hate that thing. So put it away. Don't look at it. If you can't get rid of it, and if you can sell it, go ahead and sell it.
Yeah, if that person
and then use the money that you got from selling it for something that you'll love,
and honor that person who gave you the original thing. It's like if somebody has actually truly given you something out of love, then there shouldn't be any guilt associated with it anyway. And if they'd have known that you would much prefer something other than the thing that they got you, then I'm sure they would quite happily switch the thing for the thing you wanted. Do you know what I mean? So sometimes we get misplaced senses of duty, I guess, but if something doesn't bring you joy, why are you looking at it? We've got to mention this. He's pressing his fighting trousers.
Well, he's going to die.
And it's important to have pressed pants if you're going to be taken to hospital.
You're going to lie on the ground and get danced over.
I don't know. I love it. Should you be scared? Yes, you should be very scared. I warn you, monsieur, I fart dirty. I shall spit, I shall fart, and I shall soil myself.
Oh, good Lord, help us. Okay.
One more super chat. Thank you, Peggy, for the super chat. We just got one more to go, and then you've secured your book club for this evening.
All right.
But let us get into our what's her name.
All right. I'm going to start this time. I think it's my turn.
Well done.
I'm up first for Logan. Logan, you can change. You can change the things that you want to change. the Wheel of Fortune is a good card for what we've been talking about. Take stock, take assessment. Where is something hiding? Which of the elements is out of balance? What energy are you not happy with? And you can shift it. You can be the change you want to see. You just have to make up your mind about it.
There is
stop the chaos.
Stop the spiral.
Stop the spinning. stop the
You're
ride.
You're spiraling.
Stop the ride where you want, and make that happen in a good way.
Isn't it interesting that just sums up everything you were saying before?
Stop the ride, I want to get off.
Yeah,
or stop the ride, I want to get on. Whatever it is.
A usual butt cheeks
All
as
right.
breaks if necessary.
You're up for Gilda.
Gilda. Not a sucky card. Not a sucky card by any stretch of imagination. So it's interesting that Lisa pointed this out to me, because there's one character you can't quite see on this one who's holding.
There's 6 staves, but you can only see 5 guys.
5 peeps, and there's somebody slightly obscured. So
that's the mansion energy in that card, actually.
Be bold and mighty forces will come to your aid, is what I want to say.
You have a hidden secret weapon that you can use if you really need to.
Yes, and you will be victorious. There is no question about that. You've just got to seize the victory in your mind, that your outcome, your success was never in doubt, and you will naturally achieve your aim. So this is a damn good card, damn good card. You've got talents and skills and things that you're not cognizant that you actually have, but they're there.
Sean. Oh, Sean.
For those who are about to die, we salute you. It's kind of apt and appropriate, isn't it?
I think one of the things that everybody misses here is that the sun and the light are returning, right?
Nobody's fingers.
Yeah, well, obviously he's not dead. He's just resting. Yeah.
He's getting better.
This card, I think, for you is about truly allowing yourself to release, and by that, fill the space with something you want to gain. I think we all sit around looking at things thinking, well, it's always been that way, that's not going to change. But we can shift things. And we are still who we are, even if we allow transformations to happen. Your core being, your core values, your core love, the energy of who you really are can actually be restored and repaired by allowing yourself to let something that doesn't serve you go and work towards something that really would serve you better. But always remember, when releasing something, to not leave an empty space there. Put something in its place that really brings you joy. Yep,
nature abhors a vacuum, so, Yes.
You're up for Yoff.
Yoff! Hello, Yoff. Intuition to the fore. I love this card. I love it a lot. You are very intuitive, young sir, and I think you sometimes underestimate your... what's the word I'm looking for? Your intuitive abilities, and you wind up second guessing yourself unnecessarily. So it's like, this is something that gently you just want to work on, and the more you do it and the more you realise, yeah, I've got that, I've nailed it, you'll start to have that innate confidence. You're supremely confident in things you know well, but this is probably new to you.
This is also the Leo card, so get out there tonight and look at Regulus, the heart, the core of the lion.
So there you go, yeah, why not, indeed. And bring a sunflower. No, be a sunflower. Keep your face to the sun.
That's it. Keep your face to the sun.
So this is very much, you've got that subtle intuition that's within you. And if you work on it, if you practice with it, and you stop second guessing yourself and kicking yourself in the shin almost, you'll be surprised at how well that skill is going to develop. But it does require work. constant work.
All right, I'm up for Jess.
Hello, Jess. Just one more super chat to go, you fine, wonderful peeps. We're at 9 out of 10, and we'd love to do our book club
Jess.
tonight.
Some sort of prosperity breakthrough.
Yay.
You see that red hat, fire in the head, great ideas, holding that big coin that says we're going to get where we need to go, right? So this is about mapping out, scheduling, creating, and staying focused. Because again, sometimes when things are all going nuts and we're getting pressure from all kinds of things, we lose focus. So this is about respecting yourself, staying focused, and getting on that money train. This is Capricorn, money train. And that's the next full moon we're going to have. So, good stuff.
I was just making candles for that last night.
Yeah.
I was.
Yeah, the Capricorn full moon spell kits are going to have money draw candles in them that he made specially.
Who do I got?
Susan.
Susan. Our Susan. Our Susan. Our Susan. Our Susan. In the words of Yoda, choose you must. Choose you must. I think sometimes we get ourselves in a pither and we're like, oh my goodness gracious me, what about this? What about that? What about, oh no. And we start to, again, overthink, you know. But life is not a fire and forget scenario, Susan. It's, you know, it's test and adjust, test and adjust. This is not the only decision you will ever make, you know. This is not the only choice you will ever make. There is not a finality about it, if that's the right word, I don't know. But if you think that you are not headed in the right direction, you know, you can simply alter.
Choose a different
path, you know, or a different...
Or get the outcome that you want through different means.
Yeah, it is a test and adjust thing. You know, if you find your vehicle veering off the road, you just bring it back on, don't you? You go, oh no, I've set the steering wheel where it's going now. I can't possibly interfere with it anymore. That's completely the wrong thing, you know. So realise that you do have your hands on the steering wheel and that you make continual adjustments as you go. So don't overthink this. It's just simply necessary rather than just pither and overthink it. Make a bloody choice, get on with it. And if that isn't perfect, then make another choice. That works fine. See what I'm saying?
See what I'm saying?
See what I'm saying there, player? I would like a Capricorn full moon kit. Can you put one aside for me?
Ooh, well, we're going to figure out what we're going to do because...
Be coy.
In order to get the kits, you usually have to subscribe to the Magickal year. But you can sign up for just full moons.
You could.
And in that you get what we do in the academy.
Yes, in the academy.
For that Sabbath, full moon or new moon.
Got all the tools
so if
you need.
Sign up for the Magickal year, you'd have the same stuff that we have when we do the academy rituals. But I've been talking to Danny about making little less involved kits, right? Because in the academy and in the subscriptions,
you get
here's what the sign of the full moon means. Here's the ohm for this full moon. Here's the spell we're going to do for this full moon, and here's the ingredients for the spell for this full moon. Same thing for the Sabbats and the new moons. But, you know, that's another monthly charge where you could just join the academy, and I always alter what we're doing, so even if you don't have any tools, you can do the work. But I did talk to Danny because a long time ago, before we had subscriptions, I used to make up little kits for the next coming full moon or new moon, and we might do that again, but it may not be as elaborate with all the Book of Shadows paperwork that you get.
Oh yeah, no, you get to build a really useful library, which is so worth it.
Yeah.
If you are that way inclined,
like
you've got everything you need to work on it, all the lore, all of the parrots and monkeys, you know.
Right, like over here it tells you you get these Books of Shadow pages. So this was the new moon Hawthorne. Then you would get Sagittarius full moon, what Sagittarius means, all the correspondences. And then you get the information about the spell that we're doing and all the ingredients for that spell.
The whole kit, whatever it is.
But if you're in the academy, you already know that. But you build up. Then you'd have a whole printout for each ogham. You have a whole printout for each zodiac sign with all those correspondences. And then you have your magical workings and sympathetic magic for the Wheel of the Year. And they're done so that you could do them solitary or as a group.
Well, that's the wonderful thing as well. Shameless plug for the Academy of the Occult. For those of you that aren't members of the Academy of the Occult, you're able to join in because we hold rituals for each one of the
Only
Sabbaths.
in the Academy.
Just for the
Right.
Academy. All right, you have to be a member of the Academy, but part of your gig with the Academy of the Occult, apart from all of the other good stuff, is you get access to these rituals that Lisa and I do. And so we actually do a circle. So you can time shift that. So if you work crazy hours or whatever, and
You can go in.
or if you live the other side of the flaming universe, you can still attend a circle and actually do the practical work. And so much the better if you have the kit, because then you've got everything you need to actually work along with it as well. But
Right.
but we do tailor it so you can kind of fit it in.
But we were talking about maybe doing some, especially because Capricorn is the best full moon for prosperity. And we're going to be probably in a really interesting place financially as a country for that Capricorn full moon in July. But it is the best one. And if anybody does moon catcher work, where you hold the little moon catcher up and capture that, Capricorn is one of the ones that
You probably should make a plan of capturing that moon.
Yeah. But again, we'll talk more about this every week we talk about that week's astrology. But anyway,
You're very welcome. You're very welcome. And if you'd like to sign up, that's fantastic. But nobody's obligated. We just we appreciate your support.
I'm up for Savannah.
Yes, one more super chat, peeps. Just one. Come on, you can do it. You can do
Savannah!
it.
I love this card. This is the Alchemy card. This is restoration. This is the light at the, they've reached that light. What a hell of a long climb to get there. But this is restoration, restitution, and balance. Fantastic, fantastic card. So I think this week is going to help you turn the tide too into something you really want.
I too have a Capricorn moon, so there. Hello, Laura of the North. Stick her on the list.
I did. All right, you're up.
Better late than never.
You're up for Peggy.
Peggy. And, juggle. Actually, this is okay. There's part of you somehow, Peggy, that kind of thrives on chaos. I don't know why, but, whatever. It's all good. But there's nothing you can't handle here. You've got it going on. You have this unique ability to sort of juggle the crazy opposing forces and bring harmony out of chaos. So it's kind of good, but there is that almost Chinese curse, may you live in interesting times with it. But I think you're certainly not going to get bored. You're not going to get bored. But yeah, again, ask yourself, though, if you're not being perhaps too reactive here and you could be a little more proactive. The time to spend on fire prevention is before the fire breaks out. Do you know what I mean there? So sometimes we can save ourselves an awful lot of work with a little bit of prior planning and preparation. So maybe there's that to take in, because this is a really good time astrologically, as Lisa was saying at the start of the show, to maybe realign our objectives, realign our perspective a little bit, and get rid of what doesn't serve you. And if you always wind up chasing your ass around like a crazy thing, then you could be doing something better there. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. But hey, you got this going on, so it's all good.
All right, I'm up for Cass.
All right, and Cass.
I feel her card is way down here.
We're down, but you got it now. That's a good card. It doesn't suck.
I don't know why, but the second I picked this card up, I heard Tom Petty's Into the Great Wide Open.
Oh, goodness. I haven't heard that in a long time.
So I'm going to say, I think you're into music. Go listen to that, because I think there's something in that song that is going to inspire you or help you walk through the door, right? A lot of times when I see this card for somebody, they've gotten to the doorway, right? They're not in the room that's behind them anymore, although they have all that experience. But they haven't stepped into the next room yet. They're kind of in the doorway. So I feel like there's something that's going to help you with that initiation. There's something that's going to help you step in to the next world, or the next section of your life, as the case may be, whatever. So into the great wide open.
Why not?
Sky was the limit.
Road trip.
All right. So have an excellent week, Cass. You're up for Savannah.
Savannah. It's got to be this one. Oh, another very good card for me.
News.
Yeah, this is good news. Particularly, make sure I ain't gone to your spam folder. I know that sounds really crazy, but so much stuff. There's so much crap flying around. I mean, we try to send emails, and some people read them. I think for most people, it winds up where it's not meant to be, in the spam folder, because we don't spam people. We have to be on our
but
mailing
hardly
list.
anybody opens their mail anymore.
Yeah. So, but that's
gets
what
spammed all day
spammers
long.
do, isn't
Yep.
it? That's what and even texts are getting like it now. I can't tell you the absolute number of texts I get every day from spammers, and it's just not on. It's not on, because it's like destroys the useful means of communication. But
meanwhile, back to the reading.
Go
Check
look in
your junk
spam
folder if you're waiting for something.
Yeah, because there's something that you may well have missed, which is key here. It's key, but it's good. Good key. You might have to go find it, or for whatever reason, perhaps it bounced or whatever. But do check, because there's a bit of news there that's going to be really helpful. Tell your friends.
Taylor.
One more super chat, peeps. You can
Taylor.
do it. Just one more.
Don't feel like you're on the outside looking in.
Even if you are.
Sometimes it takes a little while to feel comfortable. And sometimes we let that little voice in our head rent space we really shouldn't let it, right? So I kind of have that insight that you were going to step into a new position. And at first, you might not feel as organized, or as, maybe you don't feel like you're part of a clique or something. Give it a little time, because I think things are not how they appear at first. I think that you're not really an outsider. I think you just think that. So reassess and let yourself enjoy things if you can. There's your last.
Thank you, Laura of the North. You are a veritable star. Thank you.
So we'll see you tonight at 8 for
book
book
club.
club.
For book club. Yeah.
See you, Priestess, tonight, 8 o'clock.
Doesn't suck. Doesn't
All
suck.
right. You are up for Donna.
Donna. Hello, Donna. Sometimes we forget to take care of the thing that needs to be taken care of most, and that's ourselves, And I know there's huge demands placed on us. I know we run around all over the place trying to make sure everybody's content, happy.
But it's okay to say no once in a while.
But it's okay to say, you know what? I just actually want to go to bed and sleep for a while because I'm knackered. Is that all right? So I'm not coming. I love you, but I'm not coming. So it's okay. It's okay. Because if you fail to maintain the most important thing, you can't do anything else. So it's not selfish, it's not arrogant, it's not being conceited, it's just simply taking care of what's necessary. So for you, a little more rest is probably indicated right now.
All right, I have Lori.
Hello, Lori.
What's this one hiding? Lori, you're almost there. You have secured 3/4 of what it is you're working on. That's a good portion, right? Way better than half. So might be time to figure out what it is that you think is missing, right? What it is that you're feeling like you haven't been able to get a hold of just yet. And this new moon that's coming is 4 degrees. So that 4 work that we talked about in the academy might be more important than you think. So have a look back at last night's moon through your natal chart. And where is this moon going to light things up? Where are you going to be able to plant that seed? And many times this card is about a health issue and finding the right combination of things to become healthy. So see what was going on. I can't remember offhand.
She's just going to consult her notes from last night's moon through your natal class.
Yep. So you're when it gets to the power up waxing stage, it's going to be in your house of health and service. So you can call upon that energy. All right. You're up for Kimberly.
I just said, Savannah says, I had to pause to take a call and it told me all the things you said in my card. Wow, thank you. Well, hey, I don't know.
Yay.
That's good though, isn't it?
Messages are coming, literally.
Yeah. Oh, who we got?
You have Kimberly.
Kimberly.
That's nice.
This does not suck. However, it does involve you getting out of your comfort zone.
You gotta go through that doorway.
Do you know, yeah, as you were saying, the doorway, go through that little gap. You notice there's no road here. We're making our own.
You gotta make your way.
We're making our own. But that also means it's impossible to go the wrong way as well, because you are making your own path here. And you, I think, young lady, have some incredible skills. Actually fantastic interpersonal skills and great leadership skills, and it may be that you are being ever so gently pushed into perhaps more of a pivotal role, a more leadership role. You're worthy of it. You're worthy of it. Have a little word with that evil twin that says, no, you can't do that. Because you are bloody worth it. And you can do this. So it does involve getting out of your comfort zone. There is that, but it's worth it, you know. It's worth it. That discomfort is going to propel you.
Push yourself. Yeah.
And once you get the other side of it, you'll go back and say, so what was so fucking scary about that? You know what I mean? It's like you'll go, hey, I can do this, and so you can. So kudos to you.
The Knight of Wands was for you, Savannah. Kaylee is up now.
Curiously, and you're doing it. So there.
This is sort of a lesson will be repeated until learned, but sometimes we build up information to deal with it a little better. So this person has not isolated themselves. They've built a wall, a boundary line, but they are standing in front of it, right? So they've protected what they know, they've protected what they've earned, and they're outside saying, okay, I will try again. Present what you want again. I am going to be strong, and I'm not going to give in, and you're not going to cross lines with me again. So it's using the past to help you work through the future rather than holding your past against your future. Right? Human nature. I touch the stove, I burn myself. I'm not going to burn myself again. Therefore, I'm not touching the stove. This card is more about. This card is more about. Oh wait, I have that silicone glove I can put on my hand, so I can, put the fire out safely, kind of thing. So this is about using past experiences to make the best of the coming experiences. Okay, and you have Sue H.
Sue Hannah?
No, Sue Horantz. Sue.
Have we done Sue Hannah yet?
A long time ago.
Oh, what do I know?
I believe so.
Oh
no, we skipped Sue Hannah.
Why?
I don't know.
You should.
Because I have Savannah written twice.
Whoops.
All right, so I'll do Sue Hannah next, but you do Sue H. Because
okay.
That's who all right.
We're so organised, it's spectacular.
I'm doing my best.
I love us. You know what? This is kind of interesting. In some respects, it does indicate there's a trip for you here. It may be a trip overseas, or it may be a trip just the other side of the river. That's fine too. But I think what's important, because there's a multitude of different aspects within this card. I know there's that thing that we all sometimes fall into. It's not a trap exactly, but things would be so much better if, if only this, if only that, things would be so much better. Well, yeah, but by the same token, it's not about what you could do with something you don't have. It's about what you do with what you've got right now. So ask yourself, are you actually making the best possible use of all available resources? Do you really need to be somewhere else to do that? Because wherever you go, you're going to be there too. So how are you handling this? How are you handling this? And I think there's that little bit of not self-recrimination, but self-examination. Recrimination never works. That's just kicking our own arse. That does not help us at all. That's not motivational. And we can all go, oh, what a fool I was, but you weren't. If you've learned from the experience, then you can use that to safely navigate from the troubled waters into the smoother ones. That you've actually got this skill set already. So start to make best possible use of all available resources, and recognize it's not about what you could do with what you haven't got, but what you're going to do right now with what you've got, and do it, and you'll do good with it.
All right.
Now
I'm going to do Suhana.
Good.
So, or Susan A. So, Savannah, you actually got 2 cards today. Must have been a reason. Everything happens for a reason.
I'm so confused now.
Oh, Suhana. A little bit of a struggle going on.
Opinions are like bowels.
Yeah. So, this is different people telling you to do things different ways, and no, you have to do it this way, and no, you have to do it that way, and everybody thinks that they have your highest good and best intentions by giving you this information. Like, I'm going to tell you this because it will help you. I'm going to tell you this because you need to do it this way. I'm going to tell you this. But sometimes such conflicting information can really not be for your highest good. So this is about kind of getting out from the middle of it, right? When you're in the center of the storm, everywhere you look, there's a storm. So somehow step out of everybody else's crazy. Mm-hmm. And get firm footing again. And then say, okay, here's this idea from this person, and their rank or their experience is, has this value. And here's a different point of view from this other person, but maybe they don't have as much experience. But maybe they have more insight. And just try to work it out piece by piece rather than trying to accept everything all at once. You can't possibly absorb, process, or distill everything simultaneously. You're going to have to work it into bites or pieces that are more easy to understand and digest. But I think you're up for the challenge. And I like that beautiful blue sky. It says you know how to communicate, and you know how to bring this communication into prosperity. But again, piece at a time is the better way to do it. All right. Now you're up for Laura of the North.
Laura of the North. Let's see what one's that. Oh, second time up. You too need more rest. I know that sounds crazy, but sometimes we don't recognize that, and sometimes we don't realize that we're even not getting a good night's sleep.
Right.
That we're too bent out of shape, or our heads are too full of stuff.
Grinding your teeth all night.
Yeah. So for you, I think it's about time you really started to get back to your meditative practice. Okay. Now, I don't know what level you are. If your Academy of the Occult,
No, she gave a super chat.
Okay, right. But I thought Laura O's a member. She is.
Oh, Oh yes, she is a member.
She is, but I don't know what level you're at, and if I did, I would tell you. But there are some fantastic guided meditations.
We owe you guys one. Supposed to drop
we've
yesterday.
I'll get round to it. Please forgive me. We're just like playing catch up. But Lisa has got a heck of a way of doing this. Believe me. So even if you're useless at meditation yourself, just stick that on and just allow yourself to just get lost in the meditation, and you won't get lost. You'll get to a place of clarity. But it's a great place to lose the stress, to dispense with stuff that simply does not serve you. And this may be something, you don't realize at the moment, Laura, that you're banging your head against the wall. But I promise you the relief will be fantastic when you stop, because I don't think you're cognizant of the fact that you're actually not, relaxing enough. You're not chilling enough. You're a little bit out of balance and a little frenetic inside there, and we just got to calm it down a little bit. And I think that will do you a world of good. You'll feel so much better and so much more able to contend with the chaos that manifests every chuffing day.
All right, card of the week.
Card of the week, because we nearly blew through our hour already.
Well, we know what kind of week we're having.
Yeah.
This one, huh? Oh. Prepare for better things.
Oh, second time up for that as well.
Take that respect you have for yourself and move forward into a place of prosperity and abundance. This is a card of finance, but sometimes the joy and abundance comes from something that isn't necessarily financial. But whatever it is you want to do, work on it. Start the work now. Plan so when that new moon comes, you can execute it.
I love this card. It's my think outside of the box card. This person literally towers over their problems. They've got a very clear view of what lies in front of them, and the ability to think outside of the box is present here. I think it was Henry Ford who said this, because when we contrast this with the Five of Wands, which comes up, again and again and again, it's like far from the madding crowd because everybody's got an opinion and blah, blah, blah. But this person has just taken their own counsel. They've stepped away from the madding crowd. They've allowed their mind to wander, and they start to really develop some cool ideas outside of the box. I mean, it was Henry Ford, I was going to say, who said, for God's sakes, will somebody find me a handful of people with the infinite capacity to not know something can't be done? Because everybody said, oh, that can't be done, that can't be done.
Right.
But he
and
did it
if you
anyway.
believe it can't be done,
you're right.
You're not going to get it done.
A lot of untapped potential here. Just got to think outside of the box and allow yourself to really, there's no such thing as a bad idea, Ideas are fantastic in and of their own right. It may not be entirely appropriate.
Or you may not be executing it in
right.
a positive fashion, but
ideas are a good thing.
jot down the ideas.
Yeah, because it might suddenly come out of left field to you. Bloody hell, that's exactly what we need right now.
Or this opportunity may come your way that you can't take immediately, but you can certainly make a plan for how you can take it when you have the means to take it.
Think outside of the box. It's a great card, very positive
card. All right,
card.
Peeps.
All right,
That
we will
does us
see
for
you.
today.
Yeah,
we're off to the races as usual.
Yeah,
we'll see you back here in a few hours, 8 o'clock, for
in 8
the
hours.
Sea Priestess.
7 hours, because it's 1 o'clock already, isn't it?
We got a lot of ground.
1 o'clock and time for lunch. Tumty, tumty, tum. Me, I'm just a lawnmower. You can tell me by the way I walk.
It confuses me a lot.
It's Genesis.
We need an interpreter.
It's Genesis.
All right. Thank you, everybody. See you later. Peace. Have a great Monday. Moon Day. Bye.
Moon Day. Bye. And check out Regulus later. All right. We'll see you later. Bye.